Hello, Jeremy.
How you doing? Hi.
Yeah, good. Good to see you.
Yeah, likewise. Likewise. Although I've seen a bit more of you, probably more than you've seen of me, because you keep popping up on LinkedIn all the time.
Yeah, I kept meaning to do videos and things, and this has made me do it finally. So it's been quite good fun doing it. Actually, really enjoyed it.
No, that looks good. Looks really good, actually.
Yeah. So I've known you a couple of years now, but for those that are watching that don't know you, if you'd like to introduce yourself and your business, and talk about
Yep.
how you've adapted during COVID-19, that'd be great.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So I'm Jeremy, CEO and founder of Claims Consortium Group. We're based in Taunton. We employ approximately 300 staff, and essentially we help insurance companies settle their building claims. In addition to that, I am a co-founder of Digital Taunton, which I'm sure a lot of your viewers will already know about Digital Taunton, but for
Yeah.
those of you that don't, we're a local community interest company, just here to facilitate businesses engaging with each other, and kind of just to get sort of a bit gritty with digital strategies and sort of help to sort of future-proof businesses, really.
Excellent. Yeah, it's been great to see the group flourish over the last sort of year, 18 months, hasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It feels like we hit a bit of a brick wall about two months ago.
Yeah,
That's the same with I think a lot of businesses, right? A lot of organisations.
absolutely.
I
So,
think I think Digital Taunton. You'd expect Digital Taunton to absolutely flourish, right? In an environment where you can't have a physical site, but I think the challenges for Digital Taunton has been, first of all, one of the things that has made Digital Taunton so successful is the people in Taunton, right? And it's kind of the engagement and the positivity of the community, really engage in what we're doing, engage in what they're doing, and that kind of like feeds off each other. So you've got that first issue, but the second thing, of course, because we're a community interest company and it's completely funded by Shane and myself. The first things we've had to look at is our businesses for Digital Taunton. So Digital Taunton's kind of slowed down a little bit, well, a lot actually, whilst we sort of focus on our businesses. And Shane, I know you had Shane on the show a couple of weeks ago, and our businesses have been affected very differently. So yeah, I think Shane's businesses, has actually probably got busier, whereas ours, we've certainly seen a big reduction in work from our perspective.
yeah, absolutely. And he said, it's say pretty much it could have been last year or the next year for him. I'd say pretty much the same as normal or picked up as you mentioned. So with the 300 staff, then how's that been as a process?
Well, we had 300 staff, of which 200 are probably in the call center. You got people in the office, a typical call center environment, and I never dreamed that you could actually have it as home workers. But the first challenge for us was to get the people out of the business as quickly as possible. And we were working on this before the lockdown, because we sensed it was going that way. And I've got to say, I've got some pretty awesome leaders in the business, and Tom, who manages our technology department, he deals with building all new technologies, and he also oversees our infrastructure from a technology perspective. And him and his team just did some awesome stuff. They, number one, kept me under control, because I was just going, let's just do it, let's just get everyone out. And they're like, no, just wait, calm down. What we're going to do is we're going to have a plan. So and they got everything together, and day one, day two, day three, nothing was happening, obviously, but actually they were just planning, getting all the square right, doing all the inventory right. And literally it's on the first day of the lockdown, we were able to get all of our people out of the business. And so that was some just remarkable work that they'd done. all our systems are cloud-based, and including our phone system. So, you know, it's just coordinating the whole thing. So that was the first challenge. And the second challenge is you know, being a claims handling business, I'd say the large proportion of our business is what we would call small claims, right? So small household claims. Generally, these will be theft claims, or they would be storm claims, which haven't been affected, but the theft claims certainly have, and escape of water. So, you know, with everyone at home, I mean, this is a great thing for people, right? But obviously, as a business that relies on claims, from our perspective, it's, you know, it slows work down. So from a theft perspective, no one's getting burgled, right? So the claims have gone down. And from an escape of water perspective, people are catching the leaks. So then there aren't really many claims there. So from that side, the numbers have significantly shrunk. And also a lot of our clients, the insurers, whereas they would outsource their work to people like me, are insourcing now because they've got staff that they want to keep busy. That said, some of our other areas are really busy. So we deal with drainage, for example. So, you know, that still needs to be done, and people can work on that externally. And maybe large losses or motor. So, you know, that parts of it are still really busy, but, you know, as I say, a certain part of it is much quieter than it would be.
Yeah, and there's that slowly now will increase as we start to.
Yeah, I think so. I think so for a number of different reasons. So you've got our supply chains are beginning to unfurlough their staff and getting back, because a lot of our suppliers are builders, especially with the sort of you know, the PM talking about construction companies going back. So there's so that in itself will mean that they can do more work. Plus also, I think we've had a lot of work put on hold because customers quite rightly didn't want us in their house. But as their attitude starts to relax, we can start to go back and do repairing. That hasn't all been bad. I mean, that we managed to launch pretty much at the same time. Again, thanks to, we had all of these different kind of products out there, but our technology guys just put it all into one nice box, so to speak. And what they did is, we've got some building. This may sound a bit boring, but from our side, it's really exciting, right? So we've got some tools that we built ourselves to calculate the cost of buildings. Some really simple to use tools. So if your ceiling falls in, we can do some nice calculations with a couple of measurements, and up will come a price of how much it will cost to repair your ceiling. And the guys have worked some really smart tools on that. Plus also, we can capture a lot of data and then give that back to the insurer. But in addition, we have worked in partnership with a video technology company that allows us to take control, obviously with the customer's permission, the policyholder's permission, allows us to take control of their phone. So we can, first of all, geotag the video, so we know that the video is actually of the property. So from a fraud perspective, we know that's the loss that they're talking about. But also it allows us to annotate, take pictures, and measure the room. So what we've been able to do, we've carried out loads of virtual surveys from people's homes, which has been pretty cool, really, because actually what's happened, it's a cheaper cost for the insurer to do that. And also, whereas we've sent a surveyor out usually to look at claims first of all, and it's taken days, right? Now we're doing it online, it's taking hours. So actually, there's a great news story that actually our services got faster and cheaper. So, you know, some good stuff to come out of it.
That's a great innovation. I think that's it's been good, is people like that have been thinking of the opportunities there, and that work around it. That's saving you. That's incredible. If it's saving that time and saying it's covering the fraud angle, and it's making things happen quicker. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, without a doubt. And I'm really confident that as much as there are some really tough challenges for me as a business, as a business leader and as a business, as there are for so many other businesses out there, I think the one thing that I'm very sure of is that, or the two things that I'm very sure of, is that my marketplace, as in probably most other marketplaces, will not look the same as we come out of this, and my business will not look the same as we come out of this. So there are some phenomenal opportunities to really take a close look at your business and work on some of the plans that perhaps were you'd have down maybe for the next couple of years, fast forwarding some of those plans, because I think there's going to be a huge acceptance to technology solutions. Yeah, that's kind of what we've been working on during these sort of quieter times. I've actually never been as busy.
Really? Yeah. Same for me, really. I don't think I've had so many ideas of things to do since I started, that kind of energy of since I started the business. Well, there's these opportunities to do things, and I think, like you say, when you to take that risk and say, oh, let's just try and see how it goes and have 300 staff working from home, you wouldn't do that unless you needed to because of the risk factor to it. So in terms of sort of the homework, and do you think that might impact flexibility and working patterns for you?
Yeah, definitely. So look, so there's going to be, I work in a very old-fashioned industry, okay, and there's going to be a requirement by some clients potentially for us to work in the office, right? Because they don't want us to work from home for whatever reason. And if that insurer wants that, that's their wish. They're our client. That's what we do, right? And there are going to be fundamentally some people that just can't work at home and don't want to work at home. It doesn't suit their lifestyle. They might not have the space. But there's going to be a whole tranche of people that do want to work from home, right? So we're playing with ideas. We haven't set anything in stone yet, but we're playing with ideas. The one thing that we have got now, the exec team have got a real appetite to play with stuff now as we come out of this, and not to go back to the rigid kind of, this is our bricks and mortar stuff.
Yeah.
So we've not made any exact plans, but what I suspect it will be something like, the first people back to the business will be the client demand and where our staff need to be back in there because it suits them best. And then we'll probably bring some other people back. But I really love the idea of having like it's probably inappropriate right now, but like a hot desking, right? It's probably completely inappropriate over the next couple of months to have hot desking. But I love the idea about people working from home for maybe 2, 3, 4 days a week, coming in 1 day a week, to interact with their teams, to have meetings, to have that face-to-face, because, face-to-face is great, but having that flexibility where they can work from home. So it's really opened our eyes as a business about how much more flexible we can be. So yeah, I think there's going to be some really good things to come out of this.
Yeah,
and this kind of thing as well, really weird. I've probably seen my staff, and they've probably seen me more now since lockdown than ever before. I mean, once a week, my MD Matt Brady and I were having webinars every week with the entire business. They're probably sick of seeing me, to be honest. It's been good. It's been, there's lots of positives, as I say.
Yeah, and I say you've already got a great company culture in the business. I say build on that and see more positives to add to it. Like say if it's a bit more flexible working, if it's easier to reach people, and more often, as you said, if it's using technology like this. If we've got better broadband, I think Shane will be laughing at the state of our videos a little bit, losing in and out of, which is great because it pushes the agenda, doesn't it, for Somerset. So if people are looking to work more remotely and more flexible, we need to implement technology to match that, don't we?
Well, Shane says that, don't use Wi-Fi if you have to, just, use the Ethernet, but the problem is, right, Shane doesn't have children. So I've got a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old, and they're downstairs, right?
Yeah.
I'm hiding in the attic, a little bit cold, I might hasten to add, hiding in the attic. There is no way I can stick my laptop downstairs in the internet, because that'll be it. This interview would have been over a long time ago.
Absolutely. I've got two teenagers, so I've blocked the door off over here with something behind it, so they can't come in. Oh, sweet, and that's the draining the bandwidth.
Yeah. Mind you, that's it. If you've got teenagers, they will be killing the bandwidth, won't they? No, I've got 2 older kids, but they've moved out now, so they don't affect the bandwidth. But interesting. And it's, I mean, it's challenging times with kids at home as well. Good fun though. Lunch breaks, right, will never be the same. I mean, I probably like a load of people out there that, especially business owners, they don't really take any lunch breaks. It's very rare. They might walk to the shop to get a sandwich and go back to work.
Yeah.
And I want my hour's lunch now, right? Because I go down the stairs and I see the kids, and they kind of jump all over you, and you get that sort of interaction, which is great. So yeah, lunch breaks mean a lot of different things now.
Yeah, no, very, very good point. And we're all guilty of that. We're all guilty of just carrying on, and the day's just gone, and you think, oh, I'm knackered, I've not taken. And I think a lot of people have felt a little bit guilty for really enjoying lockdown because of it. And I thought, well, no, it's really connected families within the home, obviously. And well, I've spoke to my folks more online. I've been chatting to my dad most days about the business and things, and my mum didn't pop up for 3 days, and I wondered something had happened to her, and he hadn't. They've fallen out, they're not talking, But it's been interesting to feel a bit more connected when you've been further apart. And I think that's some people.
Yeah, no, definitely. Although the challenges away from work, the challenges at home, right? When you've got a 7-year-old who's like into everything. So the amount of questions that we get asked, like how heavy is a Patigo Titan, Daddy? I'm like, I don't know how heavy, because apparently that's the largest dinosaur in the world. No, don't tell me in kilos, tell me in pounds. Was the Brontosaurus a real dinosaur or not? Apparently it wasn't, named twice after another dinosaur. And stuff like this. So it's that's more challenging than anything, having your A game on general knowledge about dinosaurs, space. Yeah.
Well, he could help me with my quiz if you want. There's some cracking questions.
Well, here's something. How many AUs in a light year? And what is an AU, right? AU is this is an astronomical unit, and 1 AU is from the Earth to the Sun, and there is something like 63,000 AUs in a light year. And I only know this because I keep getting asked these questions.
You never know when it might be really useful to know it. That's the thing with these questions, You never know. I wanted to mention, go back to the work you've been doing whilst in lockdown, and I really wanted to cover your Wellbeing Resource Hub and what that is and how it all got started.
Yeah, so we as a business employ a wellbeing coach anyhow, okay, because we like the idea of our leaders being coaches rather than managers, to sort of inspire people. And we also employ someone who is mental health England trainer, because we also, as a business, wanted to make sure that we had as many mental health first aiders as needed in the business, or as wanted. And there was quite, so I think we've got about 50 first aiders, and she can train the first aiders, right? So what that means is we've got great resources to be able to put out messages to our people within the business about how best to look after themselves, how best to cope with routine during the day, how to deal with the anxiety and stress. And in fact, we've got a couple of other contributors that have homeschooled kids, so some advice on homeschooling. So what we've done is we've on a very regular basis, almost every day, we're giving out tips to our staff about blogs and vlogs on different things. And I just thought, well, one, it's a bit all over the place, right? We're just kind of like firing out there. So I thought it'd be really great if we could create a microsite, which I've done with the help of Shane, actually, at the Ideas Bureau, who created this, and it's really smart looking, actually. They've done a great job. So I thought it'd be really great if we could aggregate all the information and put it in one place for them so they can just go and have a look. And there's about 40 different articles on there at the moment. And I just thought, you know, as a business right now, I'm so inwardly focused. I'm so focused on the challenges that we have and the opportunities that lie outside of COVID-19. And I haven't really done much resurfacing. And I just thought, you know what, this is a really great way to be able to connect with the community, to give something back to our community, to say, hey, look, this is all the stuff that we've done. It's on one microsite. There's loads of really great information there. Have a look at it. If you want it, use it, and just share it with our community. It was a simple thing to do. We had all the information there. It was just about putting it on a nice platform and just putting it in one place. And we plan to do sort of a weekly releases of updates on there. And actually we're looking for other people to contribute towards it as well. So all our people who are sort of stuck at home can sort of, you know, benefit from stuff. And I don't know if you've been on it or not, but this won't actually, there's a really cool thing on there, and it's no good for teenagers, but more for like younger kids. There's a time capsule on there, like a 12-page activity capsule on there. And it kills time for the kids, right? But also allows them to sort of talk about the favorite things they're doing during lockdown, what they're looking forward to doing out of lockdown, how they're feeling now. And and my boy, you know, he was putting down, he was worried, and I didn't know he was worried, right? It's not something you just come out and say. So it was great. So we were able to just chat about it. So and not only that, you've then got sort of like, they can interview the parents and all sorts of different things. But then you've got like a timestamp, like in years to come by, we'll be able to look at this sort of work he's done. So yeah, some really cool stuff on there. I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of the team for the sort of energy and the stuff that they've put in it. But yeah, so it's available to anyone. And if anyone's watching this, the domain is loveourcommunity.co.uk.
Brilliant. No, it's really good. I had a good look through it, and say it's full of great resources and ideas. And I think that's why I've found, like, say, going back to feeling more creative and re-energized, is there's been so much given from people, both in like the community in terms of helping each other, but in terms of people wanting to share their expertise, adding value. I mean, I've got like a whole new folder of bookmarks that I just haven't got time to read all of it, you know. I'm like, this is amazing, yeah. and how sort of buying habits have changed, and you know, and the journey we've been on through all of this, from going bloody crazy over toilet rolls to people pivoting their businesses to launch, you know, being forced to do things they would never think. Like, I was talking to somebody the other day about their business is doing better than it was before because they were too scared to approach this market, and they've gone from B2B to B2C, and it's just gone nuts. And they're like, you know, so those opportunities there. And for us, I mean, our kind of journey, we got 2 local magazines. They just got to where we wanted to be, really, really happy. And then within 2 days, all of the advertisers cancelled, you know, because that's the first thing you cut, right? Is any spending. So it was a kind of, wow, this was expecting it, but kind of wasn't expect it to happen as quick as it did. But I've kind of been really excited about how we can change things to come out the other side of this and actually build on what we've already done. But now it's gone from that stage of everybody's cut all their marketing to now it's gone mad, and I can't keep up because people are now seeing the time they've got to think, actually, like you said, when you've got time to think about your business. People have got the focus to do it while they've got maybe a bit of downtime in their industry to get their branding sorted, their website sorted, their messaging sorted. So it's kind of changed. And now we've got advertisers saying, when are you putting the magazine out? Because I need to promote my service because I've just launched a new product, or I've just, we're now doing takeaway or whatever, So it's interesting that kind of scale that's gone like that, and it's, slowly.
And you've been great with what you're doing. I mean, you've created great coverage for yourself, but doing some really interesting videos with people in the community. And actually, if I'm really honest with you, I'm a little bit jealous because, as I said, we've been really inwardly focused, and so Digital Taunton has taken a little bit of a hit. And Shane and I were talking, and we're like, God, we should be doing what Paul's doing. You've nailed it. You've absolutely nailed it. That's kind of, and it's actually, we were quite inspired by that. It's kind of like, hold on a second. Look, we just, so yeah, no, I think it's really, 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 really good stuff. But I will say, Digital Taunton, we've done, as you know, we did a little mini webinar the other day. We did a webinar a few weeks before that. And what we're doing now is we are going to get back on track with our regular monthly meetups. So we're going to have on the Thursday of every last month a virtual meetup, and that's going to happen. So June the 25th, there is going to be a kind of virtual Digital Taunton, and do you know what? It's going to be a online version of what we do at company. So we've got lined up already just a bonkers. Well, actually, to be fair, he was lined up. This guy called Richard Norton, who's based in Bath, and he's off the chart, high octane, really entertaining, full of very exciting. Got some really great ideas about brand using AI. And he's agreed to speak on June the 25th, but he was going to literally speak at the last event that got cancelled. So we're super, super excited about that. We just kind of want to deliver that same experience online.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'll have to be downstairs plugged into the Ethernet rather than Wi-Fi. So yeah, so getting back to a bit of normal, but as I said, kind of we've had to sort of get through the work. Shane was busy, I was inwardly focused, but we're slowly resurfacing. People like you have come out and kind of inspired us to go, yeah, come on, let's get back on this, let's do it. So some really exciting stuff going to happen.
That sounds awesome. I look forward to that. And I think, I've been doing this series. I mean, we've got the network, got our own networking groups, been going for over 8 years, and it was kind of, I just wanted to sit back to start with and see what everybody else did. And I've been loving all the Zoom chatting and stuff, but I felt that it's all within the call of the people in the call. And I thought it'd be great to use it as something where it's quite an intimate chat for people that I know, and also people I've never met, I've spoken to, which has been cool. Yeah. And very much what our business is about, which we want to build on, is the people behind the business. We want to extend on this. So if we've got a local plumber in our magazine, we want to get them on here. We want to go and do a site visit, and maybe they don't feel comfortable on camera and they don't have to sit there and, no one's going to be wanting to talk about U-bends for 10 minutes to listen to that. But if they just talk about why they set the business up, what they love, and that comes across, then I think that's a huge leap forward in terms of people being more honest about who they are and what they do,
I think it doesn't matter what you do if you're passionate about it. I think it comes across as interesting. And you mentioned about U-bends, but I mentioned right at the beginning that I've got a division that does drainage repairs, underground services and drainage repairs. And the technical director there, you couldn't get anyone more passionate about a subject. To the point where a couple of years ago, when he was away on holiday, he got so excited because he saw this unusual drain manhole cover. He took a picture and sent it in. But he can actually make drain sound really exciting because he's so passionate about it. and that's all you need. You just need people that love what they do, right?
Absolutely. No, that's bang on.
And
Yeah.
that's what that's what Taunton's about. And I didn't really realize that in so much until I got involved with Digital Taunton, and then it's just that passion people have. It's just infectious, actually, and it's in abundance. There's so much of it.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine you'll be short of people to speak to.
Yeah, no, I think that's been so great to see that blossom and these connections made, and people feel part of the movement, and it's exciting. There's things happening, and as it's gone on, it's been, you know, and it's worked, whether it's in person or online. It's, you know, and I really look forward to the 25th. So to get that.
Yeah. So we got 5 or 6 weeks to build up to it.
Yeah.
Do a bit of nice graphics. I'm contemplating, and I haven't worked it out yet, so don't hold me to anything. But I'm contemplating doing a pizza offer or something, like maybe the first 10 people will get a pizza, or I'll draw some pizzas out the hat, you know, do something out the hat. Because weirdly, Digital Taunton's synonymous with pizzas, right?
Yeah, that's an exclusive now to Word Gets Around. You heard it here first.
It really is, because I've just kind of made it up on the spot without even contemplating with Shane.
Love it. Oh, that's great. Cool. Well, it's been wonderful catching up with you, Jeremy. Really, really good. And I'm glad everyone's doing well. And it's been great to hear the positives that you say, whether internally with the systems you developed, and, you know, externally sharing the well-being resource hub, which I can put links to as well. I'm just going to finish on the question I asked everybody. If you didn't do what you do today, what would you choose to do? Or what did you want to do when you were Jeremy at school?
So when I was Jeremy at school, right, I left school at 15, because I'm quite badly dyslexic, and I just wanted to get the hell out of there. I couldn't cope with it. Yeah. So when I was that age, guy, if you'd asked me what I wanted to do then, I would have said, I'm going to be an estate agent, and I'm going to buy up a load of property, and I'm going to be a property magnate. That's kind of what I had decided from when I was about age 8, and kind of was obsessed about. And I did actually become an estate agent for my sins, but actually, for all my sins, I have to admit, and I can't believe I'm admitting this, or you know, which is live on video, but there's still a little part of me that actually, you know, that cell hasn't died. You know, there's that little bit of blood in me. And I was literally from 16 to 21, before I started my business. I was an estate agent in central London. Enjoyed it, but I learned a lot about how not to do business, because there was some pretty, back then, you know, there were some pretty dodgy things going on. Yeah. But, no, that's what I would have been. Oh,
well, you've always got Monopoly at Christmas.
I love Monopoly, honestly. And honestly, there's some. So here's a tip, right? For any Monopoly player, right? If you want to play Monopoly and win, when you buy the houses, right, go for all the cheap ones, right? Not the expensive ones, because if you can get the Old Kent Road and the Eustons and the Pall Malls, right, they're the cheapest ones. But if you can get that corner, buy all the houses, okay, and keep them as houses. Don't convert them to hotels, right? Okay. Because then that takes up a lot of the houses, right? And if you've got a full set on there, no one can build any hotels or anything, because they need your houses, right? Because you can only convert to hotels once you've got 4 houses, yeah. So if you don't go up to the hotel, you monopolize all the houses, and therefore people can't build many houses. It's a great technique that no one knows. I can't believe I've shared that. I've shared my magician's secret. Honestly, try it.
Oh, I will do now. Oh, wonderful. Well, it's been wonderful catching up with you today, Jeremy. Really, really good. And let's hope we get better broadband in Somerset and Taunton very soon.
Hope so, yeah. All right, stay safe.
Awesome.
Great to see you. Cheers.
Cool. Take care. Cheers. Bye.